What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. It's Cheyenne, and today I have my 1 year Loc Anniversary video. I know I've been falling on the wayside with my Loc videos. I think I've only had like 2, but instead of doing like 3, 6, 9 month videos, I think my last video was 7 months. So I wanted to wait till I hit my 1 year mark so you guys can see what I'm looking like and how I made it to 1 year. Now that I'm at 1 year, I'm finally gonna recolor my locks. I haven't colored my locks maybe once since I've been Locs, and that one time that I did touch up my hair was using box dye. I used ammonia free Dark and Lovely box dye, so I haven't bleached my locks at all since I've had my locks. So yeah, this is what this video is going to be about, me being 1 year. If you don't know, I interlock, and I've always interlocked my locks this whole year in my process and my journey. I've never retwisted, besides if I have a lot of new growth. For example, last night I went out, so if I have a lot of new growth in the front, what I would do is, you can see all that new growth, so I would just do a light retwist and then pull it back into whatever style I'm going to do, and then I will unravel it back the next day, because I don't retwist at all, palm roll at all. I just interlock my locks. So I'm officially 1 year Locs. I don't have any lint buildup. I don't really have any product buildup either. I'm gonna let you guys kind of see what I'm working with. So here's my locks at 1 year. Some of them are locked all the way down and some of them aren't. I think I'm going to leave it that way. I'm not going to make the ones that haven't locked all the way down, make them lock all the way down. I'm going to let my locks have some sort of dimension and diversity within themselves. So let me see if I can find one for you guys. So for example, this one here is locked all the way down. If you can see, it's locked all the way down like a regular traditional lock. And then the rest of them, they're never going to lock all the way down because, for example, like this one, the knot, or when it stopped locking, it stopped like locking there. So it's just been a knot there. And this one has just had this curl here pretty much the whole time. So I guess it kind of gives it like that bohemian lock vibe. I'm not opposed to it. I don't want my locks to be, I got a knot in there. I don't want my locks to be, I don't want to say the same, but I want mine to be kind of a different look than the traditional. So that's what I'm going for, you guys. And I'm actually going to show you guys what I'm using today to color my locks. I'm going for, hopefully, gonna get a ashy blonde, like a toned down ashy blonde, beachy vibe type of color. So I'm going to use this Dark and Lovely Luminous Blonde box dye to get my hair blonde to the bleach color. And then I'm going to use Wella Charms toner. I'm going to use 12A as in apple, 12A, 1210. This with this is 1-in-1. So you have the Wella Charm 20 volume developer. However, I'm also going to use the T14. Now what I'm going to do, and I saw this from I can't remember her name. I'll put her name somewhere on the video, but she has locks as well, and this is how she colored her locks using T14. T14 is the pale ash blonde, and she used the whole bottle of this, and then she used 4 to 5 drops of the 12A 1210. So full bottle here, and then like a couple drops, however dark you want it to be. That's how you get the color. And instead of purple shampoo after using the box dye. I'm going to use the Keratin Green Tea shampoo by Aphogy. A-P-H-O-G. So that's what I'm going to use today. So I'm going to start the process. I'll probably put some clips in of me throughout the process versus videoing the whole process, because it might take a while because I have 2-3 different steps here. So y'all just stay tuned and we're going to see how it works out. I did the box dye so far, and I've had my hair in this purple bag for like 30 minutes, I would say. Oh my goodness, I'm looking at this the same time y'all are. So well, not technically the same time you are, but okay. So of course my ends are really light because my ends were already a honey blonde color. So I am not mad at my roots right now because I didn't want them to be super blonde. I wanted them to be like this brownish honey blonde color. So that way when I do the toner, that the toner will be darker at the roots than on my locks. So I'm going to wash this out with the shampoo and then apply the toner. This has been on for like 15-20 minutes now, 15 minutes maybe. My scalp is tingling, so I'm probably gonna just hop in the shower right now, shampoo this out, deep condition my hair more than likely. If not, I use a really good conditioner right now, and then I'll come back and show you guys the final color. Stay tuned. So I hope this is like picking up on camera. I hope it doesn't look dark, because this is not dark. It's like extremely ginger and blonde. So I am probably going to go to Sally's and get a darker brown. Yeah, get a darker, like a brown, ash brown, medium brown color for my roots. And then leave the rest the color it is, because I do like the color that it came out to. I just think my roots are too ginger blonde-ish. It's for my liking. I could probably get away with it, but it's like washing me out. And yeah, so I'm gonna get a darker toner to darken up my roots, and then I'll come back. So this is just a quick clip. I know we're talking about my 1-year Loc Anniversary, and I've been showing you guys how I achieved this color, how I dyed my locks. I'm hoping you guys can really see the color. Let me see if I turn the light. Maybe you could see it a little more here with the light off. And just the ring light, I'm not sure. But so you can see the color I dyed my locks to. It's like a honey blonde that goes into a light blonde, kind of like a beach blonde color, like a surfer blonde. I did use a darker toner for my roots because they were just too blonde for me. So I'm going to show you guys real quick how I interlock my locks, because in my previous videos I haven't really went into detail on how I interlock my locks. So I always have my water bottle, because by the time I get to the top of my head or the middle, my locks are dry. I don't do this quickly. I think today has been 7 hours so far. I do stop in between. I eat. I take my dog out. So it's not like I'm doing this just constantly, right? So I always have oil and water in my 360 spray bottle. The gel that I use for my locks right now, that I use to interlock my locks, is this Jamaican Mango and Lime Resistant Formula Locking Gel. This is the one I use currently. I've used this twice before and I didn't see any flaking. The 2 times that I've gotten my hair done at a salon, the lady who did them, I don't know what product she used, but it left flakes in my hair. But so far, each time that I use this, I haven't seen flakes in my locks or afterwards, or any buildup afterwards. So you might want to give this a try if you haven't already. I only put this product on my new growth. So for example, how I have these strands that are loose strands, I will take a little bit of the gel and I will use that to wrap the strands around my locks. That's the only way I use the gel. So I'm going to show you guys how I interlock my locks. I have 3 left. So you want to saturate your locks. You don't want to interlock on dry hair. All right, so I'm going to take the first lock here. I have a little bit of gel. I'm going to use that to wrap around any loose strands. You don't have to wrap them completely before you interlock, because you can do that after you interlock. It's better that way, because when you pull the lock through, you're going to end up messing up the strands anyway. So yeah, I use a 4-point rotation. So I go from either whichever way you start, but you want to go top to side to bottom to side, or side to bottom to side to top. It's really your preference. I've kind of picked up on how to measure my new growth just by looking at it and seeing how many possible times I can have with pulling my lock through. But you never want to go through the same direction twice. That's how you create a gap or a hole in your lock. So you always want to go from bottom to side, or top to side, or side to top, side to bottom. You never want to go through the top and then through the bottom. You're going to create a hole that way. Once you have your lock pulled through, and the way that you end is the way that your lock is going to lay. So I pulled the lock down through the bottom, so my lock will lay down this way. So I took a little more gel, and I'm just going to use the gel to wrap these loose ends around my lock. That's how I interlock my locks. I usually do a middle part and lay this row this way, but I'm going to lay it as a side part this time, just because when my hair grows out, I always end up, if I wear my hair down, I always end up wearing it a side part anyway. I never lay my hair I never wear my hair in the middle part. So it's just like, let me just go ahead and lay it down as a side part. So again, take the end of your lock, pull it through. And you want to make sure that you don't go through any strands from a lock next to the lock you're working on, because that's going to end up causing tangling and it'll mess up your parts as well. So you want to make sure your hook isn't grabbing any hairs from a lock that's around it. And interlocking on your own locks does take practice. Just like anything else, practice makes perfect. So again, taking the gel, using the gel to wrap around these loose ends. And I am on the last one. Woo! Yes, baby, yes. This was like the worst day to do trying chest. I did trying chest at the gym today. And that was probably not a good idea to do my hair today because I was already sore. My arms was already sore from the gym. But I haven't interlocked my hair since I think it was like December 27th or the first week of January, something around that time frame. And it is the second week of April. So it's no kidding been a full 3 months going into the 4th month of me having new growth and not having my locks interlocked. So that's probably the longest I've gone with my locks not being interlocked, is like 3 months and a couple weeks. So yeah, it was time, y'all. And I definitely didn't want to do it too close. I waited a full week after I colored my locks just to give my scalp and my hair time to rejuvenate itself. So, and if your ends are too thick to go through your new growth, just get to the thinnest part of your lock just to start that pull through, and then you can pull your lock up and pull your lock through. That's the easiest way to get thick locks through your new growth once you're getting closer to your scalp. And of course, gel to wrap around that new growth. And we are done, y'all. We are done. So yeah, like I said, it's been a year. It's been a full year. So we're going to look at my locks. They have grown. Of course, your locks will shrink, especially with interlocking and starting out. Your locks will shrink a lot. And then they'll start to drop. My locks have finally started to drop. So this is what we're looking at. As you can see, they are not stiff. So people who say interlocks are stiff, they're not stiff. They might not be as squishy, as soft and squishy as palm rolled locks or traditional rolled locks, but they are definitely flexible. They aren't stiff, they aren't hard. The way that I moisturize my locks is with, of course, oil and water. So I use this Loc Naturals Essential 17 Hair Growth Oil. This is the oil I use in my locks. For the ends of my locks, my hanging hair, I use the Frizz Rebel Auntie Jackie's Frizz Rebel Coconut and Sweet Almond Oil. This is what I use on the ends of my locks. The other oil I use on my scalp and my new growth. And then to help moisturize my hair, especially because I have color treated hair, color treated locks, I use the PHOG or AFOG moisture rich leave-in. And this is the leave-in spray I use on my locks. And this has been like the holy grail. I just picked this up after I just did this last color treatment. And y'all, when I say my hair did not feel crunchy anymore or dry anymore, especially my ends, after I put this on there, and it's been a week, pick it up, especially if you have color treated hair or color treated locks. Get this, or if your locks are just dry, go ahead and get it, y'all. So yeah, that's been this has been a good journey so far. I do contemplate taking my locks out because I see women with sister locks, and I love the look of sister locks, and I kind of wish I had sister locks sometimes, or a little smaller like micros, but I'm gonna stick to it. I'm not gonna take my locks out. I'm gonna stick to it. I did end up combing out one lock that was right here. It was these two locks right here. It was one lock at first, and as you can see, this one, so it was like the same way that this one was, really thick parted, and it just didn't align with some of the hairstyles I was doing. So I combed that out and made it two separate locks. So these two locks are not mature. They're not locked fully because I just did that like a month ago. So they have to catch up to the rest. But I wanted my front hairline to be even. It wasn't even with this side. It was just one lock while there was two here. So that's why I did that. Yeah, so let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you have any questions. Of course, always comment down below. Thumbs up, thumbs down. If you want me to do something different, if you want to see something different, or if you have any tips and tricks, let me know in the comment section down below. And stay tuned for the next video, you guys. Peace.